Hi, good morning. My name is Father Rayappa. In the last segment, I was talking about Middle Persian Pahlavi text. The Pahlavi text is the sacred literature preserved in the Middle Persian language. It is a Zoroastrian religion we are talking about. In other words, Parsi religion. Their holy book is called Avesta. Avesta is about liturgical rites and celebrations and prayers. But Middle Persian Pahlavi is about teachings uh, to individuals and also society, the morality, the moral conduct, this kind of stuff. And actually, it was uh, uh, written by a prophet called Adarbad Maharas Pandan. So actually, they are known as councils of Adarbad Maharish Pandan, which advises on living a good life. Adarbad Maharish Pandan was a Zoroastrian high priest in the reign of Sasanian king Shapu II in the 4th century AD. So in my last segment, I read about 49 verses. Now I'm going to read from 50 to 117. The 50th verse: Cherish the woman who is modest and give her in marriage to a clever and knowledgeable man, for clever and knowledgeable men are like the good earth, which yields all manner of produce when once the seed has been planted in it. 51. Be plain in your speech. 52. Never speak without reflection. 53. Lend money only under agreed conditions. 54. Cherish a wise and modest woman and ask her in marriage. 55. Choose a son-in-law who is good-natured, honest, and experienced, even though he be poor, for he will surely receive riches from the yazads, that is, from angels. 56. Do not mock at your elders, for you are subject to them. 57. Do not send a proud and pitiless man to prison, but choose prison warders from among big men and set an intelligent man over them. 58. If you have a son, send him to a grammar school when he is still a boy, for the art of reading and writing is exceedingly well seen. 59. Speak sharply only after much reflection, for there are times when it is better to speak out, times when it is better to hold your peace. On the whole, to hold one's peace is better than to speak. 60. Choose a man who tells the truth as your messenger. 61. Do not appoint a bought slave above trustworthy and faithful servants. Spend according to your means. 62. Be courteous in your speech. 63. Keep your conversation courteous. 64. Keep your thoughts righteous. 65. Do not praise yourself, only so will you perform righteous deeds. 66. When in the presence of kings and princes, do not appear to be without mercy. 67. Ask the advice of good men of mature age. 68. Accept nothing from a thief, nor give anything to him. Drive him rather away. 69. As you fear hell, punish others only after due reflection. Number 70. Do not put your trust or confidence in anyone or anything at all. 71. Make good use of authority so that you may obtain good position thereby. 72. Be without sin so that you may be without fear. 73. Be grateful so that you may be worthy of good things. 74. Be single-minded so that you may be faithful. 75. Speak the truth so that you may be trusted. 76. Be humble so that you may have many friends. 77. Have many friends so that you may enjoy a good repute. 78. Be of good repute so that you may live at ease. 79. Choose the better part and love your religion so that you be saved. 80. Think on the state of your soul so that you may go to heaven. 81. Be generous so that you may go to paradise. Gharotman. That is the Zoroastrian word for paradise. Gharotman. 82. Do not seduce other men's wives, for that is a grievous sin for thy soul. 83. Do not maintain mean and ungrateful men, for they will not thank you. 84. Do not destroy your own soul for the sake of anger or vengeance. 85. When you feel an urgent desire to do or say something, ask politely and say a prayer, for no one ever broke his back by saying his prayers or got foul breath by asking politely. 86. Do not address a low-born person first. 87. When you attend a gathering, do not sit next to a wrong-headed man, so that you may not yourself appear wrong-headed. 88. Wherever you sit at a banquet, do not sit in the highest seat, lest you be moved away therefrom and made to sit in a lower seat. This 88th verse is being repeated by Jesus Christ in his teaching. The same thing he says, wherever you sit at the banquet, do not sit in the highest seat, lest you be moved away therefrom and made to sit in a lower seat. Actually, a lot of verses Jesus is picking up from this Pahlavi, and he imbibes in his own teaching. 89. Do not rely on property and the goods of this world, for property and the goods of this world are like a bird that flies from one tree to another and stays on none. Number 19. Honor your father and mother. Listen to them and obey them. For so long as a man's father and mother live, he is like a lion in the jungle, which has no fear of anyone at all. But he who has neither father or mother is like a widowed woman who is despoiled by men and can do nothing about it, and whom all men despise. 91. Give your daughter to a clever and knowledgeable man, for a clever and knowledgeable man is like the good earth, which yields up much grain once the seed is sown in it. This is already written in the verse 50. Again, it is repeated in the 91. 92. If you would not be abused by others, do not abuse anyone. 93. Do not be violent or ill-considered in your speech, for the man who is violent or ill-considered in his speech is like a fire that falls upon a forest and burns up all birds and fish and creeping things. 94. Do not collaborate with a man who ill-treats his father and mother, and with whom they are displeased, lest your justice be turned to injustice, and you be deprived of friends, and have no pleasant intercourse with anyone. 95. Do not out of false modesty or shame deliver your soul up to hell. Do not say anything that has a double meaning. 97. When you sit in an assembly, do not sit next to a liar, lest you yourself should suffer greatly thereby. 98. Take things easy, so that you may be a welcome guest. 99. Rise before dawn, so that your work may prosper. Number 100. Do not make a new friend out of an old enemy, for an old enemy is like a black snake, which does not forget old injuries for 100 years. 101. Renew your friendship with old friends, for an old friend is like old wine, which becomes better and more fit for the consumption of princes, the older it is. 102. Praise the yazads, that is angels, and be glad of heart, for it is from the yazads that you will obtain an increase in the good things of this world. 103. Do not curse a man of princely rank, for there are security officers in all the realm who decree what is good for the king's subjects. 104. I say unto you, my son, that in the affairs of men the greatest helper and the best is wisdom. For if one's wealth is scattered and lost, or if one's livestock die, wisdom remains. 105. Strive to be firmly anchored in your religion, for contentment is the highest wisdom and the greatest spiritual hope. 106. Keep your soul ever in mind. 107. Do not forsake your duty to preserve your good name. 108. Keep your hands from stealing, your feet from treading the path of undutifulness, and your mind from unlawful desires. For whose practices virtue obtains its reward, and whoso commits sin receives his punishment. 109. Whoso digs a pit for his enemies will fall into it himself. 110. The good man lives at ease, but the bad man suffers distress and grievous woe. 111. Marry a young wife. 112. Drink wine in moderation. For whoso drinks wine immediately falls into many a sin. 113. Since you know well that a snake has many wiles, do not be over hasty to touch one, lest it bite you and you instantly die. 114. Even though you know well a stretch of water much frequented by bathers, do not be over hasty in going into rough water, lest the water carry you away and you instantly die. 115. Do not on any account be false to your contract, lest you be held accountable for it. 116. Do not rob others of their property, nor keep what has been robbed, nor add it to your own, for then your own property will be destroyed and vanish away. For when you carry off property that is not your own, and keep it and add it to your own. The last verse, 117. Do not rejoice, for men are like a water skin full of air. When it is deflated, nothing remains. Men are like suckling babes, creatures of habit who cling to their habits. So, as I told you in my last segment, the lots of verses Jesus is borrowing from Pahlavi text. Actually, in his teaching, he imbibes Zoroastrian teachings. As I read the verses today, you would have drawn some parallels to Jesus' teaching. Basically, this chapter talks about only three things: good thoughts, good words, good actions. Again, I want to say good thoughts, good words, good actions. That is what Zoroastrian religion or Parsi religion is all about. They teach only three: good thoughts, good words, and good actions. Thanks for the wisdom of Zoroastrianism. Bye.